I'ma play my very best for you tonight. Now she say I'm a magician, and if you really want to take me home tonight, it's quite alright. Yeah, she say, make me dance, I'll stay forever. If you can make me dance, I'll stay forever. I'm in love, girl, is it obvious? I'm just trying to figure you out. I want all of you if I'm honest. I'm just trying to figure you out. You're all I need to know. You're all I need.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you, the kicker, Chad Ryland. Gonna get things started. And off we go from Arizona. Devin Duvernay gonna bring it out of the end zone. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. It's a three tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift, and he'll work this out to the 23. The veteran Calais Campbell in there for the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Quick slant, caught by Burton. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On 1st down, it's Swift. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
That'll be intercepted. That's the safety, Budda Baker. And the Cardinals are going to get the football here. They force the INT on the game's opening drive.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike. They've got to identify what went wrong. Let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
From the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Out of the pistol, it's Murray. He gets that to his big target, Trey McBride. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 13 yards. It's good for a Cardinals 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Murray. That's to the tight end, Elijah Higgins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal.
I mean, what a start to this game throwing the ball. I mean, I don't think the ball's hit the ground yet, Mike. I mean, he's 4 for 4. Now he's got his offense set up here early with 1st and goal.
Connor, and he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Connor, and he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. What will the second quarter have in store? Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run the sneak, and he will drive his way into the end zone. Kyler Murray, touchdown, Arizona. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown, Greg.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned quarterback sneak. Kind of a play that's taken the league by storm. Not necessarily the tush-push like we see up in Philly, but just as effective here, Mike.
Ryland's kick here is good, and the Cardinals will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. And that kick goes out of bounds right away, and that is a big mistake because that ball's going to be marked beyond the 40-yard line. So, a couple of first downs will give them 1st and 10. They're at the 41. What is up? They'll start on the ground with Swift. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Throwing on 2nd down, Williams. He'll send this one deep for Odunze. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And 3rd down coming up. What is it? Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's going to be intercepted. That's the safety, Budda Baker. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate. On
1st down, Murray. A hit as he throws there, it's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Murray with a give to Connor. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
At the 46-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and
9. 3rd down and 9. From the shotgun, it's Murray. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by T.J. Edwards.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Buda Baker active and making the tackle there.
Brings up 2nd.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. Forced out wide. He finds his tight end, that's Smythe. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll have more from Glendale after this. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
What is going on?
In motion, it's Odunze. 3rd and short yardage, and here's Williams. And that is incomplete. Luther Burden, the intended target. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And how about that play on special teams? Perfectly done. It checks up right at the 1-yard line. Murray from his own end zone. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again from his own end zone. That one underneath here to Connor. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
It'll be a pickup of 10. It's an Arizona 1st down.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeouts, you can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop as the clock stops. 50 seconds to play until halftime. Here comes 2nd and 4. To throw again is Murray. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league, and when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
Murray on third down. That is caught. Finding Higgins. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They get the conversion on third down. It was a gain of 27. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. That one down the field, but they cannot connect. And it's incomplete. Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. And that will lead to a second down.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was quickly. They couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
Second and 10. Throwing again is Murray. That'll be taken in by Connor. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the second quarter clock.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Looking to convert for the third time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's third and 2. He'll fire one deep for Harrison. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up fourth and short.
They're going on fourth down. Murray. He finds his man. It's Dortch. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. Just that one touchdown on the board. 7-0 the score as the third quarter begins. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
Their own 24-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Throwing Murray. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A big one there to start the second half. 38 yards.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now a first and 10 from the 38-yard line. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
From the 31, here's second down and 3. Working out of the gun, Murray. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A pickup of 14 on that one. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
Oh, what?
Again, it's Murray.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Here's 2nd and 2.
Let's go.
They'll run with Carmen. A second effort, and he is in. James Conner. Touchdown, Cardinals. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Ryland's kick here is good. And the Cardinals move out on top, 14-0. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready to go.
They'll run. It's Swift. Room to run at the 35. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Williams going to look to throw it on first down. That's the big tight end, Colston Loveland. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Biggie Angels, Biggie Angels, Biggie Angels.
Williams to throw on second down. This one out to Moore. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Probably took him a little bit longer than they would have preferred, but he finally gets on the board. First catch, first touch. Here's we start the second half.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Ready to go.
Quick slant, caught by Burton. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Throw it again. It's Williams. And he's going to be taken down, a sack on what likely will wrap up play in this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. inside the 10. It is caught. And he will score. Game on. Luther Burden. Touchdown, Bears. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance. But can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
That's out quickly and complete. And he's not going to get in. The decision to go for two doesn't pay off. Unable to cut any further into the deficit. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. A return now from the 4. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Murray now to throw on first down. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up second.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Taking advantage of that running ability. Gain of 17 and a first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time...
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And his guys are going to be set up with a short field as they look to draw closer and perhaps draw even in this one. This is 1st and 10.
What's up?
They will run it over center with Swift. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and
They'll go again with Swift. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and inches.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. This crowd, they're trying to force a false start. What noise before 3rd and inches. They'll drop to throw. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. Oh, he won't get there. Looking for a cutback lane. It never opened up. And now it's 4th down. Here we go. This is 4th down.
What's up?
They'll indeed go. And he's going to go down. The pressure too much. And that should wrap this one up as they have to give it up on downs. Going to work Connor in the middle here. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Montez Sweat brought him down. A gain of 4. It's now
Here's a 2nd and 6.
At the 45-yard line.
They'll go again here to Connor. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
He's got his tight end, that's McBride. A gain there of 10 yards. It's an Arizona first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on third down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
So out is Chad Ryland in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one is going to run out of steam. This is short. It's no good. And they will not be able to make this a 2-possession game.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
Here is 1st and 10.
Robinson up.
Here's Williams. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. So it's a win for the Cardinals. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game.